All right. So it is time to resume with the MSQs. We need to speak with Magnus. I haven't really done anything. I futzed around all day. I did a Power World tournament. I've got some packs to open. We'll open those later when Barnaby gets here. With some Power World packs. We'll open those babies later. But for now, we will go ahead and continue where we left off. What were we doing? We were chasing someone down. We were only on like quest 3 of 10 for patch 5.1. We were coming here to get a certain specific soil of some sort. Well, they went and got the other ingredients and played with the Fae. Master, well, what a coincidence. You've come at a good time. We've just this moment finished repairing the Talos, and trolley you lot took to Nemath Rang. The trolley was no trouble, but the Talos would have been another matter. Ugh. I am tired. I got up really early. I've tried to take a nap a couple of times today, and it just isn't happening. I don't know why. I can't sleep. I want to sleep, but I can't. The trolley was no trouble, but the Talos would have been another matter had we not had a visit from Master Chai. He offered us a share of the leftover building materials from the Daedalus Stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man that Chai knows. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant Talos to work. Like a giant trolley, but Magnus still refused to see all the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Jurek, but that doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. And something tells me Master here didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys. What is it you need, friend? Special clay. For necro dolls. Or some such crazy shit. I see, and this familiar requires clay from Amarang? Well, look no further. If anyone can find you some quality clay, it's us. Saying that isn't exactly a commodity nowadays, but there must be some lurking somewhere or other waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Biran mines to make adobe bricks. The place is swarming with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than to look there. Pristine clay. Not just clay, but pristine clay. Really? Of course. I should be doing this on the Reaps. Patch days are always fun. Looks like the WoW patch day is has been a rough patch day. The twins have returned, and in one piece of that, I was convinced the pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. You have the clay, I take it? I have the clay, you take it. Wonderful. We need but combine the clay and the water, then heat the mixture with the Fey Lantern. After that, it will be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantation. Becklug, I have a question. In the event that we have need of this spell and you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. Ulrich and the others have suffered so much, I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there is a chance this spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Maybe you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state combined with a strong desire to help them can drastically increase the magic's effect. And you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there are few in all of Norvrant more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so? We'll give it to her. I'll give it my all. For Ulrich, for Tesleen. Then we are all of a mind on the matter. Elize should be the one to conjure the familiar. Red Mage turned Scholar? Doesn't look like you did anything to it. Sculpting a porksy? No.
たわよ。
The shit is that?
アリゼ、君の作品は昔から独創的。
ちょっとそこ笑うんじゃないわよ。よいよい、出来の良し悪しは関係ない。この潰れたプリンのような代物を術者であるお主がとびきり可愛い豚であると認識できておればいいのだ。全くフォローになってないんだけど。よいかね。魔法とは空想を現実へと変換する術のことだ。それゆえ術者の認識が重要となる。イメージさえ強固であれば見た目に惑わされる必要はない。よくよく覚えておくのだぞ。
Yeah, sure.
教えた通りの術式で粘土の豚に魔力を注ぐのだ。豚は飛ばず、土は起きず、命分かたれぬのが断りなれど、我が生命の力よ、今ひととき断りより離れ、空飛ぶ豚とならん。
Are we just creating like a service dog? Like a hospital service dog?
ふむ、なかなかの出来ではないか。ではこの使い魔を用いてハルリクとやらの魂の活性化を執り行うぞ。さあ、患者をここへ。さて、アリゼよ。お主が作った使い魔には、すでに魂を活性化させる一種の強化魔法が備わっている。あとは、自身の魔力を注ぎ込みながら、心に決めた使い魔の名を呼んでやるだけだ。この子の名前。うん、決めたわ。やってみる。
It's gonna be a terrible name, isn't it? Like Boo-chan or some shit.
行きなさい、アンジェロ。
Oh. It's better than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be some pig pun. Or just like the sound a pig makes. Yeah, sure.
お母さん、僕は。
So you gave him a fleeting moment of pained awareness. That didn't seem cruel at all. Just wake you up for a second so you can cry a little bit. How was he, Becklug? Did it work? I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. If my eyes do not deceive me, a hint of color has returned to his soul. Gods, I would jump for joy if I weren't so exhausted. We're so close now, Ulrich. As you are even now in the process of discovering, this magic asks much of the invoker. That you may not have realized is that the same is also true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have the utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect, that is, to induce stagnation, thus enabling our safe transport back to the source via Oracite. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Becklug said when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound a lot like some of the tempered back in the source? Not really. It's the fate of most tempered to become slaves to the primals, save in a handful of cases, or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one in the source who could desperately use such treatment. Exactly. His condition is uncannily similar to Halrich's, is it not? The only difference being that his soul was suffused with earth-aspected aether instead of light. It follows that if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance we can save him, right? Forgive me, but who is this Gabu fellow of whom you speak? I see. His condition does sound similar, yet there is much and more about the soul that remains unknown even to me. I say this not to discourage you, you understand, but to remind you that this is delicate work we do here. Work requiring patience. Of course, as long as there is hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend that time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo and continue with her treatment. The two of you should return to the Crystarium with Becklug and see if you can't make some headway with their newly posited theories. I would tell you to rest up first, but I see you're not to be convinced. Ah, the fighter of youth. Let us return to the Crystarium then. Finally, I found you. Kaishir, what are you doing all the way out here? There's trouble back in Elmore. Lady Chai's beside herself, sighing, pacing the whole lot. Near enough begged me to go and find you. Sighing and pacing, you say? It must be urgent. I take it I will be returning to the Crystarium alone. Go on then, it's not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Becklug. Sorry for bothering you and all that, but she says the future of Elmore is at stake. Lady Chai's up in the parlor. Best not to keep her waiting, eh? Barnaby is having a rough night. Well, not here seems to be out of the ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange. Let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress. You haven't finished her painting. She demands it.
ドゥリア夫人、一体どうしたというのです？
ああ、もう私どうしたらいいかわからないの。
Diabetes?
一人で本当に心細くて。
一人？確かに旦那様の姿が見えないようですが。
そうなのよ。あの人が私を置いて出て行ってしまったの。
なんですって。
That checks out.
なぜそんなことに。
それがアルフィノちゃんはしばらくユールモアに残ってくれていたから知っているとは思うのだけれど、あれから私たち自由市民が集まってユールモアの新しい原種を選ぼうとしていたの。
バウスリーの公認を決めるため選挙を実施する計画でしたね。
ええ、でも誰も立候補する人がいなかったの。私たち自由市民は怠惰な時間を過ごしすぎたわ。我が身の振る舞いを正すだけで精一杯なのに、混乱した国を率いようという人はいなかったのね。それで自由に投票しようということになって、結果選ばれたのがうちの旦那様だったの。
うん。チャイヌズ殿は巨大タロースの件でも見事にリーダーシップを発揮しておられました。適任のように思えますが。
私もそう思ったわ。彼はダイダロス社を率いていた立派な人だもの。だから私、選ばれた時に背中を押すようなことを言ったの。きっとそれがいけなかったのね。あの人、その時を最後に姿を消してしまったんだから。
Oh, boo-hoo.
望まぬ大役に推挙され、重圧に耐えきれず失踪したと。ドゥリア夫人、どうか顔を上げてください。私は旦那様が愛するあなたを捨ておいて逃げてしまうような人物には思えません。きっと理由あっての一時的な外出でありましょう。
本当？アルフィノちゃん。
Nope.
あなたもそう思う？
I think you left your ass. No, damn it. That's not the option I wanted to pick.
聞いての通りです、ドリア夫人。チャイヌズ殿が誰よりもあなたを愛していたことは、ここにいる全員が知っているのです。
I meant to hit down. I meant to hit 2, and I fat fingered the 0 button.
どうか気を強くお持ちになってお待ちください。
ありがとう、アルフィノちゃん。あなたたちを呼んできてもらって正解だったわ。私、パーラーのいつもの席であの人の帰りを待っているわね。
It makes no sense for Master Shai to have left without a word, but even if he had, he would not have done so unobserved. Someone here will have seen something, I'm sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or, failing that, if they have any idea where he might have gone. I will meet you at the Glory Gate to compare notes later on. Oof. So he's raiding right now, and he is apparently he pugged the raids and got farther than what his guild is at. And apparently the guild is just doing piss poor. Mr. Chai, why yes, I spoke with him recently, though I recall he was in a rather dour mood, concerned about Yomor's neglect of industry, you see. With Lord Vothri's apparently inexhaustible stores of meal and no great need for money, it's little wonder our businesses were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Boutique of Splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Ilmor, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after. I probably should have just crystalled down. Looking for Master Chai, are you? Is something amiss? When last I saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while about his concerns over the city's defenses, among other things. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after your confrontation with Lord Bothry, and finding General Ranjit in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyway, funding permitting, I propose replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts in Gaytown. We have a duty to protect not only Ilmore, you see, but surrounding regions of Colusia as well, and I, for one, welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause. Indeed, I told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note that we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall. Aye, I recall a man fit in that description, asked to speak with the poor buggers lately come from right. Said he wanted to know the state of things down in the derelicts, and you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing, there was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge, and it's barely enough to fill our bellies. But folk here just don't want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ear chewed about the derelicts, he asked about the other settlements and all. After that, I can't really say. Looked like he was headed for Gatetown when last I saw him. Ah, there you are. How did you fare? Have you learned anything which might offer a clue as to Master Chai's whereabouts? Interesting. You apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Gilmore, an idea to which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place. Ilmore, I mean, not the Bee. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? To right. All we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown great concern not only for Ilmore, but its surrounding settlements. It seems logical that having consulted those within the city walls, he would wish to do the same without. Master, if you would go and make inquiries in Right, I shall do likewise in Stilltide. Gatetown, I leave to you, Kaishur. Fair enough. Where should we meet when we finished? Well, Top Rung would seem to be Bee's next most likely destination. Let's reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then. If not, we will be well situated to continue our search. No, the name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper-looking Mistle gentleman here not long ago. He wanted to talk about relations between Wright and Yelmore, or rather the lack of them. We lost a great many people to their promises of a meal and the chance of a lavish life among the free. And Vothri thought to take even more from us, conscripting the few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I needn't tell you what happened when the Sin Eaters came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Vothri's gone now, and we're curious to see what will become of Ilmore in his absence. That's what I told your friend China's, was it? And I'm sure the others said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, I suppose, because he left soon after, and that was that. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gatetown as well, did he? I see. Kaisher and I gleaned much the same. He seems determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Clusia, the only likely place he has left to go being Amity. Come, if we're quick, we may yet catch up with him. You said that like 3 times already. China's. China's. Master, Alphino, Kaisher, what are you doing here? We might ask you the same, Master Chai. We've been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? You left without telling your wife where you were going, motherfucker. Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word, and bade us return you to her side. What in blazes are you talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers. Though I suppose she could have overlooked it, and when she gets an idea into her head, I can only apologize. You don't tell your wife you're going on a business trip through a letter, you dumbass. That's painful. No harm done, Master Chai, but since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told you had been elected mayor, and from what we've gathered from the nearby villages, you've been inquiring about the people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you mean to take office? Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Clusia, that much is true, but I am by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I have secured them, it would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see. And you believe said resources can be found here? Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I have already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such forethought is, in itself, proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I am certain this man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you should he require convincing. Where's the ... option? Eye rolling. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted was to make it into Ilmore, but that dream's gone now, burst like a bubble, or boil more like. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Alphino, I haven't had a clue what to do with myself. Spent most days in a daze, you know? You've been running up and down trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You've got this lot up... You got this lot up Mount Gulg, didn't you? How hard could mayoring be? You're going to steer Yulmore to a better future. I know it. And I want to help. Properly help. Do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way. If you let me come with you, that is. You give me entirely too much credit, the lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come then, let us press on together. Thank you, Master Chai. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Yulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I'm here, to find one with the experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man exactly, and are you certain he's here in Amity? Rendon is his name, and yes, he is, or was. I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided his time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisor to Vothri's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Rendon was the left, and between them, they kept Yulmore on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he'll listen? Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Amity? They might be able to shed some light on his reason for rejecting your overtures out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Tristal, then, as I recall, you made a rather favorable impression upon him. I'm certain he would be willing to talk to us. Greetings, friend, and to you, Master Chai. I presume you're here to ask after Rendon. I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange. Yes, well, with Vothri gone, Ilmore wants for a leader. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel in the hope that we could build a better Ilmore together, and that is still my wish, but given how abominably you were mistreated there, I will quite understand if you choose not to help. Worry not, Master Chai. I bear no grudge against you or the people of Yulmore, and I would not see you suffer for Vothri's villainy. As you no doubt gathered from your meeting earlier, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone he deems less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of your past, of Ilmore's past, is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes, in the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying he sees it as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive, commit to this course, and prove to him Ilmore has the resolve to change. The resolve to change. I believe he he was heading towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions. It's hot as balls in here. Turn on the AC. Very well, to Pit 8 we shall go, and I will not take no for an answer. Nay, not even a maybe. I wish I could have slept at all today. I did try laying down instead of firing up stream, and that went nowhere.
呼んだわけではないが、確かに彼らは助っ人だ。いや、正確には手助けをしてくれた恩人だ。彼らはドンバウスリーの下でダミンを貪ってきた私たちを目覚めさせてくれた闇の戦士たちなのだ。
ほう、闇の戦士とな。
闇の戦士です。
だがしかし、いつまでも恩人の優しさに甘え、助力を受け続けるわけにはいかん。それではバウスリーの力に頼り、全てを任せきりにしていた頃と大差がない。彼らは助っ人ではなく立ち会い人と考えていただきたい。
チャイヌズ殿。
殊勝な心がけだが、さてな。私は己を官僚であると規定してきた。民のため、国のため、政り事を司る者に対して助言を行い、その方針を最善の方法で実現すべく働いてきた自負がある。だが、それは理想を共有できればこそ、民が、国が、指導者が理想とする楽園とやらに共感できなくなったがゆえに、私はユールモアから去ったのだ。
So you sound like a whiny baby.
チャイヌズとか言ったか。バウスリーの下で奔放な生活を送ってきた貴様が、いかなる国を築かんとするというのだ。
その問いに一言をもって応じるほどの答えを、私はまだ見出せてはいない。だが、私はいかなる国を築くのかを、市民が語れる国を作りたい。積み食いの脅威に怯えて暮らす世界で、私を含め多くの者が身の安全と食料を求めてユールモアに集ってきた。一芸を持ち、身の振り方を決められる労役市民はともかく、町の周辺に住まう者たちは食料の配給を断たれ、今日明日を生き延びることに必死だ。自由市民に至ってはもっとひどい。未だ酒や快楽に溺れ、現実から目を背け続ける者も少なくない。今のままでは早々に富を食い潰す者も現れるだろう。私が元首となれば、その権限を持ってかつて国に差し出された財産の再分配を行うつもりだ。貧者であれ富者であれ、このような状態では国の未来など語れようものか。 食料の早急な確保、周辺集落との関係改善、崩壊した産業の再建に他地域との連携強化。課題はまさに山積みだ。私は政治家でも国王でもないダイダロス社の跡取り、起業家だ。そんな私にできることは問題を分析し、改善案を企画し、収益を上げて部下を食わせること。レンデン殿、ユールモアの民が国の理想を思い描き、祭りごとに手を挙げられるようになるまで、どうか力を貸していただきたい。
いかなる国を築くのかを民が語れる国か。悪くない方針だ。チャイヌズよ、お前が一時とはいえ国政を担うにふさわしい器か試させてもらうとしよう。
何をすればいい？
今ユールモアが抱える問題の一つを解決してもらう。そうでなければ改革など夢のまた夢、誰もお前については来ないだろうからな。
Right then. Is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Elmore now faces. I assume you'll agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Yes, a meal being neither a desirable nor less sustainable option, I assume alternative foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not like to contribute much to society, save violence perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer and I will consider offering you my counsel. I might not go for too long tonight. A combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, another that of production. Go on. For the present, Ilmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources of trade for foodstuffs must be repopulated, their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relationships with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My. Think of that all by yourself, did you? Yes. It began as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago, and after speaking with the people of Ilmore and the nearby settlements... You've impressed me, Chinos. I have? Well, that is a relief. Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet, only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them the means to do so. A fair point, Rendon, and one to which I have given much thought. I propose the use of Talos to aid the establishment and maintain of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos, but Daedalus Stoneworks closed their doors years ago. Without a ready supply of the necessary equipment, the people would starve before your plan could be put into effect. Well, as the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, it just so happens that Talos are my field of expertise. And with a little help, I'm quite certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. Brendan is quite right. Building Talos from scratch would require time we simply do not have. Which is why I propose we make use of the long-abandoned Talos, which wander the wilds of Clusia. They will need to be deactivated, of course, and if memory serves, the tools required to do so should be at the top rung. Come with me. Do we get to do something? Aha! The old memory hasn't let me down. This chest contains containers filled with a dashedly potent insulating powder capable of halting the flow of aether in a Talos. We need only get within throwing distance of one and let fly, thus disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious. An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be simple enough matter to get them to march to Ilmore. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I've said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. Come off it, Master Chai. Even if the Talos aren't a threat, there's 100 and the 101 other things out there waiting to make a meal of you. That as may be, Kaishir, but Rendon tasked me with solving this problem, and I will not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my harebrained schemes realized. Not this time. Which is to say, the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. But if I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Chai. Yes, well, it should go without saying that I have no intention of dying for this. I've always preferred living to see the fruits of my labors. And to make sure I do, I will require your help. It is, as Kaishir says, these lands are dangerous if one is not careful. I would ask that you use my spyglass to look out for any beasts that could get in the way of my work. I will also need you to alert me when it is safe to subdue the Talos. Understood? Good, then let us be off the quick way, through the north gate, and see if we can't find a suitable vantage point for you. Keep a lookout for danger and alert China's da-da-da-da-da-da. I did it. I did it. Let's move on to another Talos, shall we? I do believe I'm getting the hang of this. You may leave the next one to me. Aha! Now that should do it. Now we have all we need to proceed. Bum, bum, ba-dum. I feel like we should be getting to the end of patch 1, right? I can scarcely believe it. It was reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. I did it. Master Chai, I believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to replenish Ilmor's food stores showed forethought and sound judgment. What's more, it is plain your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by this extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Ilmor. I thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains I am wholly ignorant of the world of politics, which is why I would ask you to join me and grant Ilmor the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When the people behold these Talos, I have no doubt they will lend you their support. It would seem Ilmor's leadership is at last in capable hands. Would you not agree? They traded a guy who commands sin eaters for a guy who commands 15-foot tall golems. We should probably be getting back soon. Master Chai, after you've tinkered with the Talos and all that, Lady Chai's worried sick. Should we be waiting down here? And give him an earful?
そのまま一列になってユールモアへ向かえ。
Wow, monsters! What's that noise? Oh no! It's the rogue Talos that are all over.
壊れたタローズが暴走してやがるのか。
Yeah, that's the take.
兵を呼んできてくれ。
All Everybody's just walking up casually.
市民の方はお下がりください。
Like you think you could take the fucking Talos. Matte? You're hiding behind a leg this whole fucking time?
もちろん帰ってくるに決
Wow.
苦しい。
So much for Mayor.
あらあら
Wow.
まあまあどうしましょ
Rest in pieces, good sir. Rest in pieces.
助かった。
う。ごめんなさいあなた。帰ってきてくれたのが嬉しくて。
いや、構わん。それよりも置き手紙だけでなく、しっかり言葉で伝えてから外出すべきだった。
Yeah, no shit, dumbass.
それじゃ
私は元首の座から逃れるためにユールモアを出て行ったわけではない。補佐官としてレンデン殿を迎えるために交渉に行っていたのだ。その助力を得られた今、ようやく私は胸を張って言える。私はユールモアの元首の役目を引き受けさせてもらうと。
First things first, get rid of Gate Town.
なんておめでたいのかしら。
Do it. Don't do it. She knows exactly what she's doing. Oi. That was quite a reception. One Master Chai will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of the Talos has seized the public's attention. Once word is spread throughout Ilmore, it will be that much simpler to gather one and all so that Master Chai can make his inaugural address. No need to fret, Master. I have never felt better, and not at all overawed by the prospect of addressing the assembled masses of Ilmore. As for where to do it, if we're to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. Then I will go and spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, that they are to assemble there to meet their new mayor. You there, Kai Shir, was it? Would you go and inform the residents of Gate Town and the derelicts? Of course I will. Good lad, and I will let the guards know that not to bar the way to Vothri's chambers. It goes without saying that I expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend, assuming he's available. Might as well see it through to the bitter end, eh? The doorman and the crown lift will show you up. Hey, Ray. You gotta go. You're in a Pilates class with your wife. Fun. Ah, yes. Mr. Shai told us to expect you. The emergent is already filling up with people of all persuasions, free and bonded, citizens and non-citizens. But for you, our guest of honor, we have reserved a place at the front. Right this way, sir. Kono.
あなた
This dude's a businessman. He was the head of a major company before all this shit happened. He should know how to give speeches to. He should know how to public speak.
みな今日はよく集まってくれた。まず自由市民の諸君、周囲を見渡してほしい。ドンバウスリー死生下の20年間とは異なる顔ぶれが混じっていることに気づくだろう。我々に仕えてくれていた労役市民たちはもちろん、敗戦街やゲートタウンに住まう市民権を持たない者もいる。そして何より我らを目覚めさせてくれた恩人、闇の戦士たちもまた新たな出発となる今日という日に立ち会い人として駆けつけてくれた。先日自由市民たちの間で行われた選挙にて、私チャイヌズがドンバウスリーの公認として新たな元首に選出された。そして私は名誉あるこの務めを受けさせていただくことをこの場にいる全員の前で宣言する。ただし期限付きの一時的な元首代行としてだ。自由市民と労役市民の関係、そして市民と非市民の関係、ドンバウスリーの下で決められた歪んだ制度を正すとして、ユールモアという国をいかなる国にするのか、この大きな問題について私はここにいる全ての者が意見を交わし議論する必要があると考えている。だが我々が直面している現実の問題の前では理想を語り合う余裕などないというのが実情だろう。メオルに依存してきた食料問題、冷え込んだ周辺集落、他地域との関係改善、治安維持に産業再興、喫緊の課題があまりに多い。故に私は一人の起業家としてまずはここにいる皆の安全と安心を優先しようと思う。当然バウスリーが築いた偽りの楽園で怠惰な時を過ごしてきた私を含む自由市民にとっては多くの痛みを伴う改革も必要となろう。だが夢から覚めた私たちは現実を生きてゆかねばならない。私たちのために命を賭して天より光を払い闇を取り戻してくれた闇の戦士たちに恥じぬ生き方を、そして皆の暮らしが安定してきたその時、改めて理想のユールモアについて話し合わせてほしい。だからそれまでの間どうかこの私に、いや ユールモアという希望に皆の力を貸してもらいたい。
Yay! This is the part where you cheer. I didn't say we cheer. I said they cheer. We don't give a fuck. We just want our quest reward. That was a fine speech, Master Chai. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance. Stirred them to action, I hope. If I have learned anything from all of this, it is that change begins with the individual. It is but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow Elmorians can, it shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But we must not forget the individuals who made all of these changes possible. Yeah, give me money. Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism into the very stone upon which the city stands. No, money. I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that you have officially taken the office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? We will not be moving into the emergent, dearest. It's too big for one thing and too far from the people for another. We remain in our current residence, and I will govern here in the parlor. I was hoping you'd say that. I much prefer the view from the parlor. Begging your pardon, Master Chai, but have you got a time for a word? A time for a word? Have you got time for a word? Yes, of course. Heathen bet? Aye, that's me. I liked your speech, but the folks outside these walls don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow, and more who are counting on their crumbs. If you've a plan to change that, I want to help set things in motion. Then we have much to discuss. No sooner do I take office than my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help, Master. I hope to see you again before long. I'm gonna go see Becklug and see if this was enough time procrastinating for her to come up with a solution to de-soul my soul friends. What a day. I don't know if it means exactly, but I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. I've sensed we all have a great deal to consider. I had resolved to remain here until such time as Ilmore's future was secured, but it's clear to me now that the city is in capable hands. I have every confidence they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. So, Alphino is leaving too, is he? Seems like everyone's moving on, everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all this. Well, like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends in paradise. That paradise is gone, but something's better taking its place, and I reckon I want to be part of it. The Yulmore for the people. Master Chai's been going on and on about. Ain't gonna build itself, after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference, though. Help keep things changing for the better. A far nobler dream than the one to which we clung before, and one I am happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I will pray for your success. Well then, if you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We've gotten a few ideas on how we can do our bit, just a matter of taking the first step. Pain and pleasure. Sounds interesting. Truly, to see Kai Shir thus inspired by our actions is inspiring in itself. Yet, however much I may wish to stay and see what comes of his efforts here in Yulmore, we have matters of our own to attend. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap Becklug's studies have borne fruit in our absence. Our absinthe? So many blue quests around. We need to knock out the old blue quests. We need to knock out these patch quests so that we can get to those blue quests. So we can catch up on all of the things before we move on to Endwalker. And end everything. Welcome back. We are given to understand a new mayor has taken office in Elmore. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote and, after some considerable soul-searching, chose to accept the post. It's a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Auracite? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference and concluded at length that White Auracite was ill-suited to our purposes. But, Uriandra, did you not say that, compared to the massy soul of an Ascian, the stone could house one of ours with ease? That I did, and armed as we are with Becklug's invaluable insight, 'twould indeed prove a trifling matter were we to disregard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul. A link which would, we did belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering our souls dormant, as Auracite doth require. Thus, the shedding of these fleshy simulacra, and the surfeit of aether which compriseth them, would in all likely deprive us of our psyches as well. It would theoretically be possible to channel your minds into Auracite instead, but we would more than likely sacrifice the soul in the process, which is why we have abandoned that plan and instead devoted our time to finding a means by which the mind and soul might be transported together. Then we are no closer to a solution than when we first began. Great! It's a vexing conundrum indeed, but one for which the Crystal Exarch has posited a most intriguing solution. Just dismiss the summon? When our discussion turned to the transference of memories in the psyche, I could not help but be reminded of a technique with which I have personal experience. Master, do you recall what we learned of my eyes from your encounter with Doga and Une? I speak of the royal eye of Allegan imperial line, gifted to my forebears through the blood and memoirs of the ancient Allegans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. If we were to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Alligans were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps then we could keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul. That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wheresoever it leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it best that Master return to the source and inform Kryl and the others of our findings. Agreed. I imagine Tataru will be relieved to hear we've made progress of a sort. Have you? Then I would beg leave to relay our findings unto Thancred and Rin, and to assist where I may in their investigation of the empty. Yes, please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. Summoning people is what got you into this mess in the first place. Sir, please stop summoning people. Give our regards to Tataru, won't you? She's still pissed off about that sword you bought. Tataru! Master, you're back! How did everything go in the first? Wait, don't tell me. Kryl will be here shortly, and she'll want to hear too. She's just tending to the others. Their bodies, I mean. Gods, I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. In sequence. Are we about to defend the bodies? Or is it literally just cutscenes?
お待たせしちゃったわね。マトウヤ様からの助言を受けて、みんなの体にひとまずの処置をしたところよ。これで今しばらくは生命力の揺らぎも安定してくれるはず。それで第一世界でのみんなの様子はどうだったの？
Shitty. They're stuck. Still. We were gonna try a thing, but that thing failed. But hey, we made a kid cry, so there's that. Oh, and yeah, and I dug in the mud.
そのベイクラグさんという方の協力で少しずつ帰る方法の研究が始まっているのですね。
Does it?
確かに白成績を使って魂を運ぶというのはいいアイディアだと思うわ。なら私たちは研究の進展を信じて肉体の維持に全力を尽くさなくっちゃね。
折よく来てくれていたか。話が
Ashtonine. I are back. What are you doing out of uniform, sir?
よ、無事に旅先から戻ったようじゃないか。
You know, a few new scars.
エスティニアンさん、連絡が取れなくなって心配していました。
動乱の帝都から脱出して帰還しようとしていた道中でリオルとかいう暁の御帝と出会ってな。ひとまずここに立ち寄らせてもらった。
帝都で動乱って一体何があったのですか？
Xenos killed Xenos.
さて、どこから話したものか。 お前たちから帝国の秘密兵器の調査と始末を依頼され、ラザハン経由で帝国領に潜入したんだが、ある属州の魔導工場で漆黒の王老、いや今は影の狩人と名乗っているんだったか。とにかくガイウス・バイサルと出会ってな、京都を打診され帝都まで同行することになったんだ。そしてその中枢魔導城にて俺たちは驚くべき人物と出会うことになる。ア
Xenos.
シエンから肉体を奪い返したあの男、ゼノス・イエー・ガルバスだ。
Yay.
しかも奴は俺たちの目の前で父親でもある皇帝バリスを殺害。激高したガイウスがゼノスに切りかかり、
Woohoo! Dead Emperor.
おい
I've seen him in action, his body at least. You will not best him alone. Nay, death will not come easily to that thing. If you'll join me, then by all means. For what good it'll do. The Black Wolf and the Azure Dragon. I suppose this might suffice. Which one are we playing? Come then. I would guess Estinine. Ah, the simple pleasure of one's own flesh. Truly, there is no place like home. Abomination. Whatever he is, Master was barely a match for him. If we stay here much longer. Emperor Varus, your radiance, are you alright? We may wear out our welcome. Your radiance, no. Now it looks like they did it. Must even the most middling of sport be spoiled? The world continues to bore me. But I have no cause to remain. I leave these vermin to you. Xenos! He's just gone full Asian. Well, any bright ideas? Just one. That was bright. How did this one dude survive? Oh, there's two. Your radiance. The intruders have taken flight. I repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available Magitech armor. We cannot let them escape. You will and you shall. I've not played Dragoon in ages. I have no idea how to play Dragoon now. Is this just his AoE combo over and over again? What are you? Wow. Wow. You're good. We make... Whee! Don't tell me what to do. I can't even sprint. Are we using Praetorium tile sets? Well, someone's been busy. Ooh. Volatile prototype. Arch Ultima. And you would bar my way, would you? So be it. Come, Nidog, lend me your strength. Estinine Wormblood? I didn't know his last name. Oh, hey, we got Alamorn. Additional effect absorbs a portion damage dealt as HP. Instant. Potency 500. Damage over time. 600 to all nearby enemies, as well as enemies in proximity to those initially affected. Delivers a jumping, fire-based attack. Same one, and then we have a limit break. Sample data 14. Sample data 12. Very cinematic. Poor dude. Galleons and their machina. Now, where are you, Gaius? So they're working on additional weapons. We're trying to reverse engineer Ultima weapon into something else. She saw it too. 大丈夫。
俺の過去を見たといったところか。
はいはい。
私が見た光景も同じよ。さすがに追体験するほどの強烈な原始じゃなかったけれど。
やれやれ。その異能を直に見たのは久しぶりだが、なんとも奇妙なものだな。ともかく、肉体を取り戻したゼノスは、この兵が来ると、興ざめしただのと抜かして消えやがった。その後の行方は、ようとして知れずだ。
まさかあの時のアラミ語での超える力の研究がこんな大事を引き起こすだなんて。 死を超越して他者に憑依してたばかりじゃなく、自身の体を取り戻したなんて信じられる？まるで不滅なるアシエンだわ。
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
常識外という点では次元の狭間を越えて異界を旅してきたどこぞの英雄殿も大概だとは思うがな。
Excuse me. I got summoned. Thank you. I got isekai'd.
ともかく皇帝を失った上に皇太子だったゼノスも消えたとあって帝国は大荒れだ。しばらくは侵略戦争どころじゃあるまい。黒バラに関しても理由はどうあれゼノスが使用を阻止した。これらの情報は今頃リオルとやらがエオルゼア同盟軍に伝えてるはずだからな。あとはアイメリックたちお偉方に任せていいだろう。
確かにギムリとの戦場も落ち着きそうね。内乱となれば帝国の属州の今後が心配だけれど。ところでガイウスはどうしているの？途中までは一緒だったのでしょ？
ああ、ヤスとは帝国本土を脱出した後で別れた。何でも新たな脅威を察知したとかでな。詳しいことは分からんが、ヤスと過去に因縁のある存在が皇帝不在の状況で動き出した気配があるそうだ。一時とはいえ共に行動して感じたが、もはやガイウスはエオルゼや侵略を企むような男じゃない。自由にやらせておけばいいさ。
そうですね。でも新たな脅威と言われるとなんだか漠然とした不安を感じてしまいます。
Oh, it's not really a new threat. It's kind of an old threat.
リオルさんや東方の忍びさんたちに情報を共有して警戒を強めた方がいいかもしれませんね。
さて、俺からの報告は以上だ。対応を依頼された黒バラの脅威も去った今、契約は終了ってことでいいんだろ。
はい、それはそうなのですが、賢人の皆さんもまだお目覚めになっていない状況です。よければもう少しここで一緒に。
悪いが約束は約束だ。ガイウスがそうしているように俺も好きにやらせてもらう。
It's fine. We'll get him in the next patch.
突然の協力要請に応えてくれて感謝しているわ。アルフィノ君が慕うだけのことはあるわね。
それじゃな、相棒。今度は戦場で倒れるような危なっかしいことはしてくれるなよ。
I will try not to be summoned by some other creep.
さあ、私たちも解散しましょう。賢人たちの肉体についてはこっちに任せて、あなたはゆっくり体を休めておいてね。
You must be shattered after all that hopping back and forth between worlds. Why not stay here and rest a while? I'm sure Becklug can manage without you. They've got enough scions to help them, if you ask me. Alright, so that is 5.1 done, right? Meanwhile, in Garlemald, fucking Garlemald, riots. Oh no. Traitors, you would dare deny Lord Nerva the throne? You picked the wrong side, I guess, buddy. Onward! Before this day is done, victory shall be ours. Y'all can destroy yourselves. It'll be fine. Boring, boring, boring. Do you think? I find it amusing. Like dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse. That hue. Your soul is... Who are you? Before your majesty, I am but another dog, lost in want of a new master. A hunting dog, if you should wish it so. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiarch. Is the white-robed Asian not Elderbus? Meanwhile, in Ilmore in the first... Did you hear? The mayor's reopening Daedalus Stoneworks, and they're looking for laborers. There's talk of resettling some of the old abandoned villages too. They're even laying on free Talos to help anyone willing to make the move. Free Talos? Huh. We'd best get packing. Steady work, board and lodging. If that's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what is. Hope. Dun dun dun. Yes. So long as I yet live, I would see that feeble flame rekindled. Do you live? It is my destiny to see our dream fulfilled. Confusing. Definitely confusing. The fuck was all that? We get an Asian that isn't Elderbus. We got the Warrior of Darkness that is alive and seemingly not in memory of anything. Master, my, what a pleasant surprise. If you've come to inquire after the Archons, fear not. Master Matoya's treatment has proven effective in stabilizing their corporeal aether. We mustn't grow complacent, however. Potent though these magics may be, they are not without limits. We can only hope they afford us enough time for the Crystal Exarch to complete his work. If only we could go with you to the first and help. I don't think you'd be able to do anything, Taro. Pardon the interruption, but I come bearing urgent news. Ah, Master. It's been far too long, my friend. Forgive me, I don't believe we've been formally introduced. Maxima, former Gurlian ambassador. I remain here in Eorzea under the auspice of Command Alden, offering what counsel I can in hopes of resolving the present conflict with the Empire. Yes. I've heard stories of a defector from Garlemald, but never mind that. You said you have urgent news. Indeed. As you may have heard, the Imperial capital is in turmoil, and a sizable portion of the Garlean forces have been recalled from Gimlet Dark. With their numbers so greatly dismissed, the main host of the Alliance is withdrawn, leaving the Alamegan resistance to keep watch over the border. Push in, take more! And this is where we have welcomed a most unexpected visitor who claims that the de-escalation may belie growing dangers and unforeseen threats. Commander Alden has arranged for an impromptu meeting to discuss these revelations. He's also requested a representative of the Scions attend as well, though it was clear to whom he wished I extend this invitation. It would seem time is of the essence. Well, you'll not be attending this meeting alone, though. I am not as well versed in the affairs of the city-state as our comrades. I see no reason to burden a single Scion with all this. And I need a mouthpiece. Yes, of course. Then we must make for the Alamegan quarter with all haste. Well, what are you waiting for? Get going, you two. Commander Alden awaits us in the Royal Palace, if you would follow me. The fuck?
暁のお二方をお連れいたしました。おお、来てくれたか。ギムリとの戦場以来だな。また達者な姿を見ることができて何よりだ。これからのことは暁の報告で聞いてはいるものの、ことが異世界に及ぶとなると我が輩の知識では理解が追いつかん。貴様の口からぜひ詳しくと言いたいところだが、こちらも差し迫った状況でな。それもこの者がもたらした情報によるものだ。よもや紹介する必要もなかろう。また会ったな、エオルゼアの英雄よ。そう警戒するな。こたびは 争うためではなく、新たな脅威の存在を知らせるために参ったのだ。
You talk too much.
この者はかつて己が侵略し、今や敵国となったここアラミゴにわずか2人の部下だけを伴って現れた。我が輩も
What is that mask on his head?
あるのは否定できんが、その覚悟は信じるに値するものだ。
Kill him. Stab him.
犬はすでに竜騎士エスティニアンから聞き及んでいるであろう。奴と我が行動を共にしていたことを。我らは帝都魔道場においてゼノスによるバリス陛下の殺害を目の当たりにした。そこでこの絵たちに皇帝陛下暗殺の疑いをかけられた我らは二手に分かれて脱出を試みたのだが、その際かの竜騎士は見慣れぬ魔導兵器と遭遇し撃破したという。後に話を聞いたとき、我は耳を疑った。しかし部下と共に調査をした結果、一つの確信に至ったのだ。アルテマウェポンの後継機が開発されていた。
Dun dun dun.
アルテマウェポンですって。かつてあなたたちがエオルゼア侵攻に投入した
That ultimate weapon?
そうだ。愚かにもアシエンにそそのかされ、我が再生させた古代アラグ文明の対万神兵器。その末路は知っての通り、目の前の英雄によって撃破された。あれは元はといえばアラミゴの遺跡で発掘されたもの。後継機など作れようはずもないと思っていたが、密かに研究が行われていたようだ。
Should have been. Could have been. Would have been.
さらに調査したところ、新たなアルテマウェポン計画は第7軍団によって行われていたことが判明した。
第7軍団といえば5年前のカルテノーの戦いで壊滅したはずじゃ。軍団長のネイルも戦死したはずでしょ。
いかにもかの軍団は総崩れとなり、生還者はわずかだった。現在の第7軍団は後に再編されたもので、ほぼ別組織だ。しかも再編後も軍団長の戦死や更迭が繰り返されてな。今や何者が計画を進めているのかすら不明だ。確かなことは複数の試作機が開発されており、うち1機がエオルゼアに向けて解き放たれようとしていることのみ。我らはこれを阻止しようとしたが、その圧倒的な戦闘力を前に足止めをするのが精一杯でな。ひとまず撤退し、エオルゼア側に危機を知らせることとしたのだ。
That's fine. We'll kill it.
やっと戦況が落ち着いてきたところなのですが、新たな火種が迫っているのです。知らせを受けてエオルゼア同盟軍では、改めて国境地帯ギムリトの防備を固めると同時に迎撃作戦の検討に入った。貴様を呼んだのもそのため。アルテマウェポンと戦い撃破したことのある貴様に迎撃部隊への参加を願いたいのだ。無論これは無理強いできることではない。暁の仲間たちが厳しい状況にあるともなればなおさらな。
I'm the only one who can do anything in this world.
もしも参
I'm aware.
戦の意思ありということであれば、ぜひ解放軍の将校に声をかけてもらいたい。
You'll need to change some hats.
アシエンを借り尽くすことに執念を燃やしていたが、 こたびの件からも浅からぬ因縁を感じている。捨てたはずの過去に決着をつけねばならぬようだ。一度は刃を交えたことのある我が参戦を求められる立場にないことは承知しているが、ウヌが力を貸してくれるとなればこれ以上なく心強い。
私も国境地帯へと向かい、微力ながら後方支援をさせていただきます。
アルテマウェポンの後継機は確かに大きな脅威よ。でも切迫した状況を前に賢人たちを呼び戻すことも大事。第一世界へ行き来できるのはあなただけだしね。どちらを優先させるかはあなたの判断に任せるわ。
As ever, the way forward is paved with difficult decisions. We can ill afford to ignore the threat of a new Ultima weapon, but with each passing day, the plight of the Scions grow ever more perilous. If you cannot stay for a debriefing on the Ultima weapon, I will not stop you. I only ask that you confer with me before returning to the first. Ruby Doomsday. Definitely want to do that. I take it you're ready to return to the first? Then I would ask that you appraise the others of recent events here in the source, namely Xenos' return and the development of a new Ultima weapon. As for their bodies, you may assure them Master Matoya and I will continue doing what we can to keep their corporeal aether stable. Safe travels, Master. I hope to see you and the other Scions soon. How have I not cleared this? Gonna go map the realm real quick, and then we'll get back to the first. Oh, speaking of, I had things that I had achievements for that I need to grab. I wish I could look for only unclaimed. We got a crown. Mastering War, Mastering Magic. Level 50, yeah. Getting everything to level 50. I need to get started on PvP. So your companion Chocobo, rank 10. Alright. Let's go do this thing. I always have business with the Crystal Exarch. Crystal Exarch and I are best fucking friends. You've come at a most opportune time, my friend. I've made something of a breakthrough in my research on the soul and a means to return the Scions home. I trust you too have been making good use of your time? Ill tidings from the source, you say? Then I will summon the others that we might all be appraised of the situation. I don't like the Reaper job armor.
皆に集まってもらったところで、まずは彼から原初世界の近況を報告してもらおう。ここに来てアルテマウェポンの後継機とはね。ガイウスの協力は大きな助けになりそうだが。
その件ももちろんだけど、今後ガレマールという国そのものがどうなるやらよ。デートでの動乱や体を取り戻したゼノスのこと、どこを切り取ってもきな臭いわ。
まさに何が起きてもおかしくないといった状況でしょう。しかればこそ我々も可及的速やかに原初世界へ帰還すべきだとは思います。
Yeah, so did you guys make any breakthroughs? You figure anything out? Did you do anything while I was gone?
それでは私から皆を帰還させるための準備について状況を共有させてもらおう。まず器となる白成績をベースとした新たなマグに関してだが、ウリエンジェとベークラグドノの協力もあって試作品の作成まで完了したのだ。
これについてはわしらの努力というより元となる白成績の設計が優れていたというべきだろうな。多少手を加えただけで魂と記憶を保存するマグ、名付けてソウルサイフォンへと改良できたのだ。
A soul siphon?
しかしだな。
マグが完成したというのに何か問題でも。
器たるソウルサイフォンは用意できました。 ですが、それに記憶を込めるためには追証孔にかけられた記憶継承の秘術を組み込まねばなりません。
話が見えてきたわ。アラグの秘術は水晶孔に流れる血を触媒にしている。でも当然ながら新しいマグはその血を持たない。
その通りです。何らかの手法を用いて記憶継承の触媒となる要素をマグに入れ込まねばならないのです。早い話が記憶継承術を大幅に改変するか、触媒たる血をマグに取り込む方法を見つけるか、二つに一つしかないというわけだ。
So he just cut you open.
それで今はこの塔に残された古代アラグの研究記録を改めて調べ直している。
We have to talk to Moron, aren't I?
いやはやアラグの魔科学とは実に途方もないものだな。これが数千年もの昔に栄華を誇った文明の産物とは信じられんよ、全く。だが理論体系には我らの魔法との共通点も少なくない。微力ながら引き続きわしも手伝わせてもらうよ。
この状況で今しばらく時間をというのは心苦しいが、以前にも誓ったように必ずやり遂げてみせよう。だから信じて待っていてもらいたい。
So you keep saying, but actions speak louder than words, and your actions have been shit so far.
お話中のところ失礼いたします。
ライナか、何か問題でもあったのか。
いえ、実は闇の戦士殿に頼みたいことがありまして、その姿を見かけたので無礼を承知で参りました。
はい、闇の戦士です。
よろしければ詳しくは外でお話しさせてください。それでは失礼します。
話ならばここですればいいの。最近どうもライナがよそよそしい気がする。
君が行くのなら私もついて行っていいかい？マグの完成まで待つほかなさそうだからね。
He wants to know what gift to get the Exarch for his birthday or some shit. Probably that one. I must confess, while I enjoy my fair share of scholarly research, it will be good to step outside for a spot of fresh air. Now then, shall we go and speak with Lena? We have little time, so I will be brief. A Sin Eater has been sighted in Lakeland, and I ask for your assistance in slaying it. A Sin Eater? I had heard some few yet remained after the knight had returned, but perhaps we should call the others. This will not be necessary. It's only a single Sin Eater, a simple task for our guard, I should think. That said, I believe fighting alongside the Warrior of Darkness would be a valuable experience for them. Peace can lead to complacency, and they gain nothing from an easy victory. But you do not underestimate your foes, however harmless they may seem. My men would do well to learn from your example. Nice, I don't need this. If you would wait here a moment, I will gather the others. You may not remember, but you've met these soldiers once before, though only in passing. Long have they awaited the opportunity to fight at your side. I was at death's door the day after the Sin Eaters attacked. You and yours hadn't come along, I'd have likely stepped through. And I wouldn't have been alone. Your courage and selflessness is something we all aspire to. I too was there that terrible day. My friend was transformed into a Sin Eater before my very eyes, and I had no choice but to cut her down. The thought of returning to the field of holding a blade again, it filled me with dread. But that is no way to honor her or my comrades, and so I have returned. I swear I will not let you or anyone else down from this day forward. A pleasure to meet you, sir. Truly. It seems like only yesterday I watched as you took flight astride in Amaro to go and save the Oracle. Strange to think that the Omoran soldiers we once locked blades with are now on our side, but we will do our utmost to keep the peace here in Lakeland. We seem to be missing one. My apologies, Captain Lena. An elderly gentleman asked I escort him to Claremont. It took longer than I anticipated. I'll not begrudge your desire to help those in need, but a soldier must be punctual, especially when we play host to honored guests. It won't happen again. The name's Thaler. I'm sure you don't remember, but we met once before in the infirmary. I asked you to deliver a message to the Exarch and the Warrior of Darkness. Little did we know I was already talking to him. Don't give up, don't give in. I keep those words close to my heart, and the boundless beautiful skies above serve as a reminder to their importance. My friend got to see the knight's return shortly before he passed. He left this world with a smile, satisfied with a glimpse of what was to come. But there are countless others who weren't so fortunate. They gave their lives to the promise of a future they'll never know, and so it falls. It falls to us to do everything we can to fulfill that promise. No matter what happens, we won't give up. We won't give in. Your heroism has inspired all of our guardsmen in much the same manner. Our scouts at the northern staging point have not had the pleasure of meeting you in person. Let us not keep them waiting. I feel like I need to dress for the occasion. I'm Billman. Don't they disappear when they die? Its eyes still have light.
本体の到着までは手を出さぬように命じたはずですが。
それが私たちじゃないんです。突然現れた旅人らしきものがあっという間に。
そのものが一人で？はぐれとはいえ、かなりの力を持った積み食い。相当な手だれとて、そうやすやすと倒せるはずがありません。
Rakjeet, still alive?
手だれどころか、あんな猛者は見たことありません。
Oh, him, not wandering warrior, reincarnated.
思わずその人に聞いたんですよ。あなたが噂に聞く闇の戦士かって。そしたら一言、自分は光の戦士だと。
光の戦士だって。
おい、いくら強くたって光の戦士といえば光の反乱を引き起こした大罪人だ。それよりこちらのお方こそこの世界を救ってくれた本物の闇の戦士様だぞ。
Yeah.
これは失礼いたしました。お目にかかれて光栄であります。
There we go.
さて、標的であったはぐれ積み食いが倒された以上、今回の討伐任務はこれで終了となります。各自持ち場に戻るように。
あなたと共闘できなくて残念です。これからも闇の戦士様を指標に精進します。
結果、無駄足を踏ませてしまい申し訳ありません。それにしても光の戦士を名乗る者の正体が気になるところです。先ほどの彼らもそうでしたが、元の意味はどうであれ、光の戦士といえばアルバートたちを想像する者が大勢です。私は水晶港から彼らの行いがあってこその今なのだと、あなたの勝利にも何か関与していたのだと伝え聞いていますが、そんな認識はまだ人々に浸透していないはず。何者であろうと、はぐれ積み食いを倒してくれるだけならば、むしろ感謝すべきなのでしょう。ともかくここまでご足労いただきありがとうございました。
それでは我々はクリスタリウムに戻るとしようか。ちょっと私から提案したいことがあるんだ。
申し訳ありません。もう一つ。今度はあなたに個人的にお話ししたいことがあるのです。少しだけよろしいでしょうか。
Sure, we can go out.
では私は先に星見の間に戻っているよ。
Oh, we'll take our time, all right.
呼び止めてしまってすみません。お話ししたいのは水晶港のことです。ご存知のように、コウは外見上は年を取ることがありません。それでも長く生きているだけあって、時折老人のように感じることがあるのです。あ、いえ、デブ症だとか覇気がないという話ではなく、魚をペーパーナイフと勘違いした事件についてでもなくて。そう、コウはどこか死を誘っているかのような定感しているところがあったんです。それがですね、あなた方とテンペストから帰還して以来、なんだかとても若々しくなった気がするのです。特にここ最近は皆さんと何か研究をしているのですよね。たまたま調べ物をしている姿を見かけたのですが、その眼差しはさながら無邪気な少年そのもの。まだ見ぬ未来に、そんなコウの変化が私はとても嬉しいのです。まるでつきものが落ちたように生き生きとし始めたことが。だからこそ以前のコウと関わりの深い自分は近づかない方がいいのではないかと、邪魔になってしまうのではと思っておりまして。
Tell them how you feel. Yeah, we'll do that one.
コウが？それは本当ですか？
本当です。
よかった。だとしたら今までと変わりなく接していいのですね。
Why not be more? Go for it. Shoot your shot.
正解でした。どうもありがとうございます。
Drop the handkerchief.
一つだけ心配なのは、コウが研究に打ち込みすぎて体を壊さないかということ。
Oh, you can shut the hell up about that. We need to get our friends back.
見えようとも、私にとってはおじいちゃんですからね。
Facing the truth. Let's see. Patch quest. Where is facing the list? I will not keep you and your comrades have much to discuss. I will see the others back to their posts. Quest 4 out of 10. 14 out of 51. Well, I don't need that. The others were quite shocked to hear of what we found in Lakeland, but now that you're here, there is a proposal I should like to make. I have been spending a great deal of time in the Cabinet of Curiosity, and of late I have noted more and more people perusing books on history, the years leading up to the Flood in particular. I suspect they wish to know more about the Warriors of Light, as well they should, but nearly everything I've come across describes them as sin eaters or worse. Regardless of whether or not this Warrior of Light is who they claim to be, I worry that their sudden appearance in conjunction with this renewed interest in their predecessors may lead to growing unrest and fear. If the people of the Crystarium seek the truth, I say we give it to them. I too can attest to the falsehoods found within many of the Cabinet's tomes, with nary a mention of the noble deeds of Ardbert and his comrades. To be fair, they bear some responsibility for the Flood, but when the tale is told again and again over the course of a century, I'm not surprised to see their roles distorted and them painted as villains. Were it not for the records stored within the Crystal Tower, I would have had no reason to question the narrative. Unfortunately, the knowledge was of no use, for when I arrived here in the first, their reputation had already been irreplaceably tarnished. That said, there still remained those who worked tirelessly to defend their good name in those early days following the Flood. Considering all the good they had done, I find it a wonder they needed defending at all. They brought justice to the man who misused my knowledge to bring about the fall of Vobert. That such heroes could be spoken of in the same breath as sin eaters is absurd. Under normal circumstances, I would agree, but as time passed, those who knew firsthand of their deeds dwindled. In the end, only one truth remained, that they were the cause of the Flood. With the world on the brink of oblivion, it was all too easy for the Warriors of Light to become villains deserving only of resentment and hate. At that point, the truth mattered little. It would not change their lot. Thanks to all of you, however, their lot has changed, and now they may heed the long-forgotten truth. You claimed it was Ardbert who helped you overcome Emmet Selk, correct? Such a revelation would do well to sway the hearts of those who knew him only as a villain. I have shared this with a select few, but one and all must be told of his sacrifice. To that end, I say we proceed with Alphino's plan. We call together the people of the Crystarium and recount to them the true tale of the Warriors of the Light and the flood that followed in their wake. Well, what do you say, Master? In hindsight, I agree, but better late than never, no? Exarch, might I ask you to continue working with Becklug on our means of returning home? The rest of us will see to gathering the people of the Crystarium into the... etc.? I guess somebody's got a fucking headache? We have to reach out to anyone and everyone who might be willing to lend an ear. With any luck, the word will spread and more will accompany them. Alright, it is 12:30. Vardavy's still raiding, so we're not going to do cards tonight. We'll do cards later. I am tired as fuck. I've been falling asleep through half of these cutscenes. I'm going to raid out, and I've got D&D in the morning. I'm going to take something to pass the fuck out and hopefully stay asleep for a long time. Yep. We'll just raid this guy. It is one random dude. I don't know who the hell he is. He's a level 90 dancer somewhere. I don't know what he's doing. But I'm gonna go. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. I'll catch y'all later.
For the heroes. Then I've got to select every person separately.
Shadow Stock's coming in with the raid. Welcome in, Shadow.
Great.
Thank you so much. You're tired. Your raiding run.